My number one non-conventional tip that I would recommend for a person seeking to boost their credit rating is to, number one, target the late payments. The reason why you want to target the late payments anytime you are trying to improve your credit score is because of the impact that the payment history has on our credit scores. Because it's the largest factor, it's responsible for 35% of our credit score. Also, it holds over 192.5 points. So we want to get as many of those points as possible in order to reach a high credit score. The first thing that everyone needs to evaluate on their credit report when they're seeking immediate change in their credit score is trying to reverse the impact of the late payments that they have on their credit report. So the way that they would do that is, because late payments are the number one reason people will lose 50 to 100 points per instance sometimes. And like I said, because it's the largest factor, the only way to undo that impact or neutralize the effects is to flood their reports with on-time payments. It's easy if you think of it from this lens. I call it the 11-to-1 rule, right? So what that means is, for every single late payment that is reporting on their credit report within the last 3 years, they're going to need 11 on-time payments to neutralize that negative impact on their score. How do they get that? You can do it by multiple ways. Number one, you can allow time to pass. That's about a year. 11 months is about a year before most late payments will neutralize. But being super, super strategic and intentional about making sure that they are trying to cancel out the late payments within the last 3 years by specifically making sure that they have accounts that are currently reporting every single month to every single credit bureaus in on-time payment.
Now I'm ready to give y'all a credit hack that can remove collections off of your credit report in less than 72 hours just by using the law 15 USC 1692C. Now pay attention. Now y'all know I got to give y'all the example through Experian, because I am the Experian king. Now, what you want to do is you want to download the Experian app. You want to create an account with Experian. All right, everybody knows this. Now, once you created that account with Experian, you want to scroll all the way down where it says Help Center. Now, you want to do this on a laptop, because sometimes on the phone it might look a little different. So make sure you have a computer in front of you while you're doing this. But go down where it says Help Center and click there. Then what you want to do is you want to scroll back up to the top where it says File a New Dispute. You want to click there. On the next page, you want to select Start a New Dispute. All right? It's going to pop up all the negative items that's impacting your credit score in a negative way. Those are the ones you want to dispute, and those are the ones you want to go after. Remember, you only can do 5 at a time, no more. Now, when you get to the dispute box, this is all you need to say. According to 15 USC 1692C, you have violated my rights by unlawful communications. Please remove this collection off of my credit report. Thank you.
Okay, if you have a really bad credit and you need to clean it up, I'm going to tell you how to do it. This is not financial advice. This is just what I've done over the years, and it helped me. I was your typical 19-year-old. I went and opened a few credit cards. I never paid them. So when I was 25 and I wanted to buy my first house, I had to clean my credit up. I didn't know how to do it, so I hired a credit repair company to help me. I think I paid them like $1,500. Really, they sent me home with a bunch of homework. So I learned how to do it myself. Step 1 is to go to a website called annualcreditreport.com. By law, we are all allowed to look at our credit report once every 12 months for free. So once you go to annualcreditreport.com, you're going to look at all of the positive remarks on your credit. Leave those alone. The negative remarks that are on your credit, you're going to dispute those. I don't care if it's a legit collection or not, just dispute it. Once you dispute it, those companies have 30 days to respond to you. If they don't respond to you within 30 days, it's supposed to automatically just get taken off of your credit. Anything that is still on your credit after 30 days, find one of those little collection agency bills that are laying around your house and call the collection agency. Offer to make them a settlement. Let's say it's a $200 bill. Call them and tell them you have $100. They will take the settlement that you're offering, because a little bit of money towards the debt is better than no money. Before you make that payment for the settlement, tell that collection agency that you need a letter emailed to you that states that the debt has been settled and the collection is paid. This letter that the collection agency is going to email you, you need to keep in your email for years to come, because I still get calls from collection agencies on debts that I settled 10 years ago. Shoot them over the email and prove to them that that settlement was paid and it's done. As you are going through the process of disputing and settlements, you are also going to open a prepaid credit card. Your credit score is probably not good enough to get approved for a legit credit card, so you're going to do a prepaid credit card. So on this prepaid credit card, you're going to prepay $300 to open the credit card. You are then going to lightly use it. I mean, about $150 in gas and groceries or whatever. Let that sit there for about 2 weeks. Make the $150 payment about a week before the payment is due. If you do these two things, dispute and settlements, and then also work this credit card very lightly and make your payments before they're due, your credit score will skyrocket, and within a few months you'll be able to get approved for whatever you need.
If you have late payments on your credit report and you're looking for a way to get them off quickly without having to mail a letter, without having to use the CFPB, this is going to be a video that you're going to want to like, save, share. First thing you're going to do is go to annualcreditreport.com to get your credit report. That's the only one that stands up in court. You're going to fill out all the information, pretty standard, you know what to do here. After you get your credit report, you're going to want to look at all three bureaus to see the payment reporting history and look for any inaccuracies between the three bureaus. A quick tip is you can put each PDF file into ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to look at the report for any inaccuracies in the payment history for that account. Next, you're going to the BBB's website to go file a complaint. Pick option 1 when you get to this page that says, I want to file a complaint. This method only works if it's reporting inaccurately between the three bureaus. So if the payment history on one bureau is different from the other two, this is the perfect method. If it's unanimous across the board, then there's a different method. Type in the CRA that's reporting inaccurately. Select no to all the above questions, because you don't want that, and then scroll down to question number 2. Select no for all of these questions as well. This part is self-explanatory. Put the required parts. Anything that's optional, you don't have to do the most here. Make sure you put a real email address. Even though it says optional, you need a real one, because they're going to send you some stuff to your email to verify before they even move forward with your complaint, and you got to respond within 24 hours. On this page here, you're going to answer, did the issue occur within the last 12 months? You're going to click no for the second answer. And here in that part where it says tell us about your problem is where you're going to get your information from ChatGPT. Go to ChatGPT, type in the following prompt. You're probably going to want to pause this and screenshot it right here for the prompt. And y'all don't come for me because there's a typo in it, but it doesn't matter. ChatGPT knew what I was talking about. Remember, we're attacking this one bureau at a time. So the parts that you see, like I used Experian first to combat the other two bureaus, do them according to how your thing is reporting. So if Equifax is reporting wrong, then put Equifax and say that the other two are reporting correctly. Like, pay attention to your report. ChatGPT to give you something like what you see here. You're just going to copy and paste it and put it into the BBB complaint. Once you copy and paste it, scroll down to where it says desired resolution, and you're going to select the following: correction on to a credit report. On the part where it says upload, you're going to want to upload your proof.
What's the easiest way to clean my credit report if I don't have a lot of time?
So first, you're going to go to print out your credit report and identify any inaccuracies that are on there that are spread out across all three credit reporting agencies. Once you have those highlighted, you're going to head over to ChatGPT and put in this prompt. Hey, ChatGPT, I have several inaccuracies on this account that I would like to have removed. Create a dispute letter for me citing laws 15 USC 1681 EB and 15 USC 1681 I5A, which are the laws that challenge the accuracy of accounts on your credit report. ChatGPT then is going to give you a dispute letter, and you're going to send that letter to the credit reporting agencies. But while you're waiting for a response from them, you're also going to send that same letter as a complaint to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau to improve your chances of getting those negative items removed. Do that for about 30 to 90 days and the account should come off.
You have a charge off on your account and you want it gone, right? The first thing you're going to do is take a look at those accounts. If it says charged off, written off, profit loss, anything like that, this is what you're going to do. Before we get started, make sure you save the video. You're going to need it. Since they wrote it off on their taxes as a profit loss, they were supposed to provide you that 1099-C so that you could write it off as income. But did they do it? Of course not. At the same time, they're still reporting on your credit report that you owe the balance, even though they took a tax break. Stay with me. They think you don't know, but this is how you're going to get them. You're going to request a copy of that 1099-C that you did not receive, but you're not going to do it directly with the companies. Guys, if you reach out, they're not going to give it to you. Instead, you're going to do it via certified mail or through the CFPB. This is how you get them. Sometimes they'll respond back and say, oh, we haven't written it off on our taxes yet, so that's why we didn't give you a 1099-C. But on my credit report, it said that you did. Everything is about accuracy. At that point, you will respond back and say, hey, well, that is incorrect. That is not how you're reporting it, and I'm about to sue you for statutory damages. And guys, keep in mind, this is fraud we're talking about. So when you start talking to these companies about fraud and suing them for fraud, they're going to move. The same way they have the ability to report to your credit report, you have the right to report them to the IRS. And if the company goes down for fraud, who goes to jail? Not you. So what do you think is going to happen next? They're going to delete it. If you like information like this, give me a like, give me a follow, and I will be seeing you in the next video.
If your disputes keep coming back verified, watch this video here. Now, I don't use the app, so where the buttons are might be a little different, but I use Experian.com, right? So you're going to go to the top corner and you're going to click those 3 horizontal lines. It's going to bring a drop-down screen. Then you want to look for here at the bottom. You want to look for where it says Help Center. You want to click on that. Then you want to click on that right there where it says File a Dispute. And then you want to click on there where it says Start a New Dispute, or you can go to the actual account and it's going to, if you go to the actual account, you can click this as well to say Start a Dispute. Either way is fine. Then for the dispute reason, you're going to click Other Reason. It should be the last option. It should be the second to last option on the bottom. So click that because you want this this box to pop up so you can type something. And this right here, what I have on the screen, I need you to copy and paste this exactly how it is. This only gives you 210 characters, so you can't really put anything else. This is perfectly said. So I want you to screenshot this, and this is what you're going to put inside that box. Now remember, this is only going to work if you already had disputed online before. If you didn't dispute online before, then just dispute online before and just wait till it comes back accurate and verified. So when I did this for a client, it came back as accurate and verified and updated on the 24th. Pay attention to the dates. Then I did it again, and then it came back accurate and verified and updated again 2 days later on the 26th. Remember, just because it comes back accurate and verified and updated does not mean that that's the end all be all. You need to keep disputing, right? And as you see on the 30th, it came back as the account deleted. Now, this particular one took about 2 to 3 times for me to keep disputing to get the results. So the moral of the story is just keep disputing until you actually get the account off. Now, a lot of people don't know about this website, but this is the website that you can use to upload any documents. So if you want to take it a step further, I would suggest that you make a dispute letter, and then you can use ChatGPT, and then using that code that you put inside that box, and then you want to insert all the account information, and then you want to go to this website and you want to upload the dispute letter and then 2 forms of ID. So your driver's license or your passport, and then a proof of address. That dispute letter and then your identity documents is then going to be attached to the dispute that you just submitted, and then watch the results come in. Let me know in the comment section if this works for you.
This video is for the people that have debt that keep coming back verified. You want to go to cfpb.gov to submit a dispute, but just keep watching this video and I'll show you step by step on how you can do it. So this is the website you want to go to, and then you want to start a new complaint. And then after that, it's going to ask you to fill this out, and then you want to sign up and verify your email address. So for the first question, you want to put this for the answer. Then you want to go down after you click this. And then for this question, you want to pick this one. For this question, you want to pick this answer. Sorry, right here, this one. Then for this question, you want to put yes and submit them here. For company name, you want to put TransUnion LLC, and then you fill out your information here. And then you can go next. It says, who are you submitting this complaint for? You want to put myself, and you basically just keep following the prompts. And just a reminder, they have 15 days to respond. Majority of the time, you're going to see results as little as 7 days. But if you have any other questions, feel free to inbox me and follow me for more tips.
Couldn't give nothing but the fuck about them people facing my 400 credit score cousin. So let me tell you what I did to get from the 400s to the 8s so that you can do it too, okay? first. Understand that there are laws out here to protect you, okay? If you're not using your rights, cousin, you're doing this shit all wrong. And that's why you're getting them accounts verified. Then I need you to pull your credit report. I prefer my score IQ because it gives you your FICO score across all 3 credit reporting agencies, and it also gives you your side-by-side credit reports, and that makes it easy for you to highlight them discrepancies. We'll talk about that later, okay? And don't be scared to pull your credit report. I know some of y'all know that it's a shit show on there, but that's okay. We finna stop the bleeding, okay? Remember how I said we gonna use our rights? So I want y'all to look this up in the Cornell Law Book, okay? Or plug it into ChatGPT. ChatGPT will break it down to you, baby. It's the block and delete method. It's the law that mandates for them to block and delete those accounts in 4 business days. But in order for you to do that, it's some steps you have to take. Now, remember, I said we're going to do this shit the right way. We're going to respect to the law, okay? So, after you look up the block and delete method and understand what's going on, and why you're going to do what you're getting ready to do, because when it comes down to credit repair, right way, wrong way, short way, long way, let's get this shit done right, the legal way. Okay, so then I want you to go to the FCC website, and I want y'all to file that complaint. Because you didn't look up what the 15 USC 1681 C-2, we understand what's going on and why we are filing that complaint, right? If y'all don't understand, y'all need help, drop help me in the comments. I got y'all. So after you file, or if you need me to help you walk you through that complaint, drop help me in the comments. I got you. So after you file that complaint, right? You're going to download that PDF. You're going to take it over to the CFPB. You guys, you don't even have to go to the post office anymore for this. You don't have to send off anything certified or pay for any postage. All you have to do is file your complaints through the CFPB portal. They're going to act as your communication portal. They also run Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. They're the only credit bureaus in America. We talked about this earlier, right? Go ahead, file your CFPB complaint. You're going to include your ID, the FCC complaint, your social security card, your proof of address, and your disputes, right? The CFPB gonna send it over to Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian for you. You gonna wait 4 business days, because remember, that's what the law said. Respect to the law, right? All right, so now that they got your complaint, because the CFPB is gonna let you know that when Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian has received your complaint, they're gonna email you. Once you receive that email from the CFPB, then legally, Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian have 4 business days to block and delete those accounts of their asses grass.
All right, let me guess. You've been disputing that account over and over again, and it keeps coming back verified because these secondary bureaus are stalking you more than you're stalking your ex. But never mind. Come on, follow along. Let's remove these accounts for good. Okay, so I know everybody's always saying that you only have to opt out, but that is not the case. Not only do you want to opt out, you have to make sure that you get the account deleted from the secondary bureau, and then you're going to use that to get it deleted from the bigger bureaus, but then you also have to get your file deleted. I know it's a lot, but follow along. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is pull your consumer report from the secondary bureau, and you're going to locate the verified account. You're going to dispute it directly from there. Your dispute reason is going to be the data breach, and you're going to use consumer law 15 USC 1681C-2, okay? Now, once you have disputed there, you're also going to opt out while your dispute is pending. Once you get your results that this account has been removed from the secondary bureau, you're going to use that documentation and upload it to the bigger bureaus to have it deleted. In the meantime, you're also going to double back to the secondary bureau, and you're going to submit a letter to them. You're going to use law 15 USC 1681B, letting them know you have not given them permission to report any of your information and that you are requesting that they delete any file that they have on you.
If you have a collection from any of these debt collection agencies, listen up. Do not pay them $1. They typically don't have the proper paperwork needed to collect on that debt. And if you know anything about securitization, you know that they do not even own the debt. This is an $11,000 collection that I got deleted. Here's proof of the deletion. Jefferson Capital above my head, deleted. You're going to want to save this video. What you're going to do is send a debt validation letter that requests the assignment contract. If you don't know why that's important, take a look at my page. Now you're taking the pressure off of yourself and putting it on them. Do you actually own the debt, and can you collect on it? Do you have the right to report to my credit report? We all know they don't own the debt. The trust owns the debt. That's how securitization works. And all debt is securitized. You're going to take your debt validation letter, send it directly to them via certified mail. Then you're going to double down and file a CFPB report. Once you've done that, you're just going to wait for their response. Most of the time, it will be with a deletion. If not, just send a follow-up letter and you'll be good to go. But if you don't get a deletion right away, just keep fighting it, especially if it's a debt you cannot afford. If you like content like this, give me a like and a follow, and let's be friends. So you got a charge off and you want to delete it, right? First thing you're going to do is look at your credit report. If your charge off says charged off, written off, profit loss, whatever, this is what you should do. Make sure you save this video for later because you're going to need this. Since they wrote it off on their taxes, they were supposed to send you a 1099-C. But did they? Of course they didn't. I know they didn't. So now they took a tax break and you're supposed to claim that on your taxes as income. But they're still reporting a balance on your credit report saying that you owe them the money. But in the same breath, they wrote it off as a profit loss on their taxes. Stay with me. They think you don't know. So what you're going to do is you're going to request that 1099-C from them. Do not call these companies and ask. Please, they will not give it to you if you call. You have to send this letter in the mail or through the CFPB. So here's how you'll trip them up. Sometimes they'll come back and say, oh, we haven't written it off on our taxes yet. We don't have to give you a 1099-C, right? But on my credit report, it says that you did. Remember what I said about accuracy. Everything has to be accurate on your credit report. So either you're lying on my credit report or you're lying to my face right now. Most of the time, they'll lie to your face. So now we're going to let them know that I'm about to sue you for statutory damages and actual damages for reporting incorrectly to my credit report. And let's keep in mind that this is fraud we're talking about here. So when you start talking to these companies about reporting them for fraud, they move. The same way that you can report to my credit report, I can report you to the IRS. And if their company goes down for fraud, who goes to jail? Not you. So you think they won't delete it? I think they will.
There's a Metro 2 secret that could force a charge-off account to be deleted. Most people have no idea what it is. Let me show you. If an account is showing as charged off, but yet still has a balance due, that's a Metro 2 violation, because since a creditor has already written the debt off, it can't also be past due. A Metro 2 inconsistency equals an inaccuracy. Inaccuracies under the law have to be deleted. Dispute it using this language. This account violates Metro 2 by reporting both the charge-off status and past due balance. Please update or remove in accordance with FCRA and Metro 2.
All right, let me guess. You done called them folks requesting a 1099-C form and they ain't sent nothing yet. And each time you keep checking your credit report, all you keep seeing is charge off, charge off, charge off. Okay, I think you know the saying by now. Come on, follow along. This will be the new strategy for removing charge-offs from your credit report. Okay, so I want you to check your credit report. We're not going to worry about the monthly charge-off being reported. We're going to solely pay attention to the remarks. It's one thing for your account to say charged off bad debt, and it's another for it to say profit loss. We love when it says profit loss because we know the creditor has done two things. Number one, they have taken this debt off of their books, and they have also filed it with the IRS. So if your account says profit loss, come on, let's get to work. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is send a letter directly to the creditors. We're going to let them know that they are inaccurately updating an account monthly that has been deemed profit loss due to the remark that they placed on our credit report. Not only has it been deemed profit loss, but we also know that it has been reported to the IRS. And so updating it monthly and reporting it to the IRS, they cannot do both. We're going to let them know that they are in violation of the FCRA, and we're going to use these two laws. 15 USC 1681 S-2 and 15 USC 1681 EB. We're going to also follow up and send a letter directly to the bureaus. In that letter, we're going to say the exact same thing. This account has been deemed a profit loss and reported directly to the IRS. And with that being said, it cannot be updated each month as a delinquency.
If you have charge-offs, repossessions, collections on your credit report, I want you to keep watching this video because Donald Trump ruled that all administration judges are unconstitutional, and this means that you don't have to worry about being sued while you're trying to clean up your credit. So I want you to make sure you do these 4 things to make sure that you get massive results like this. So step 1 is I want you to pull your credit report from annualcreditreport.com. Step 2 is I want you to make sure that you write down all delinquent account names and account numbers. Step 3 is I want you to make sure that you use this ChatGPT response to give you the results. And step 4 is I want you to send this off certified mail.
How to remove hard inquiries from Experian and Equifax in 48 hours. So we're going to start with calling all 3 bureaus. Yes, TransUnion is difficult, but we're still going to try it. I've listed the phone numbers down below. I recommend calling before 4 p.m. and be nice. Okay, so now here's the important part. Say these exact words. So I've noticed some unauthorized inquiries on my credit report that I would like removed. Also inform them that according to the FCRA, these unverified and unauthorized items must be removed. Make sure that you have your inquiries in front of you before you call. They are going to ask you which ones you want removed, and you want to make sure that you don't dispute inquiries tied to any open account. They're going to tell you that they're going to put a fraud alert on your report, but tell them thanks. No thanks is not necessary. You will freeze it yourself. Hope this helps.
All right, so this is a charge off. It's from the bank and it's reporting a balance. Now right here, you can see the remarks, profit and loss write-off. So if they wrote the debt off, then you don't owe it anymore. Simply put, you don't owe it anymore. So the balance should be 0. That's one inaccuracy right there. And every last credit reporting agency is reporting a balance. So right here, that's one inaccuracy to look for. If it's charged off, the balance should be 0. I'll see if I can find an account that shows a 0 balance, but that's how it should look. Then you want to really go through this with a fine-tooth comb. Look at every single line. I use Credit Score Hero because I can see everything side by side, and it kind of helps me with organization. So it just helps me to see this in this form. So the account number, okay, that's all the same. Account status, charged off, that's all the same. Open date, that's all the same. But the last activity date is different. Why? That's important because your last date of activity is going to determine when your account is going to fall off your credit report, if that makes sense. So if the last date of activity right here on Experian says May 2022, so then that means now you're on a timer, because this is a charge off. So now you're on a timer for this negative account coming off your credit report. You got 2023, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2029, 7 years from the date of the last activity. So May 2029 is when this technically should fall off. But if you look right here on TransUnion and Equifax, they're saying August 2024, July 2024. So that's extending the statute of limitations. It's extending it because now it's making it seem as if you got to charge off July 2024. So now you're counting from July 2024 instead of May 2022. Right here on TransUnion, times late. This one says 0, 0, and 0. This one says 1, 1, and 31. That you were late 90 days, 31 times. And then right here on Experian, it says 1, 1, and 3. That's an inaccuracy. If all of the information is coming from this one furnisher, then it should all be the same, right? This is inaccurate. You can dispute this and get deletions. Months reviewed, 38. Over here, you got 0, 0. That would be like a lower level dispute, but the thing is, anything can happen. Because every single thing has to be correct, or they cannot report it to your credit report. That's the bottom line. Now, this is the most common. You see how the payment history continuously says charge off, charge off, charge off, charge off. That is another example of how they're extending the statute of limitations. And this is affecting your credit as if this person had a charge off in July of 2024. Like, it's a new negative mark. If you have a negative mark, and let's say it's accurate, let's say you had a late payment in 2022. By the time 2024 gets here, your late payment has aged. So it's not affecting your credit score as much. It's not as impactful to your score. But if they say, hey, late, every single month, it's a new negative mark and it's affecting your score. So they can't do this. And like I said, it's extending the statute of limitations. This is a very common inaccuracy. And this is how I get a lot of charge-offs removed. Them saying charge off, charge off. So if you see this on your credit report and you're trying to dispute, this would be a very easy round 2 dispute for you. And that letter is included. This specific letter for this specific inaccuracy is included in the package, the dispute package. And then they even have some 30 and 60 day differences. See, this says that in November, they were late 30 days. And this one says over here in November 2021, they were on time. So one of them is wrong, period. So one of them is inaccurate. So that means you can get the deletion.
Never pay a collection agency. Do this instead. Send them a debt validation letter requesting the assignment contract. They never have it.
This debt was $11,000 and it got removed off my credit in like a week and a half.
Before I tell y'all step by step how to do this, send this to someone who has a collection on their credit report. Or if it's you, stick around to the end. The first thing that you're going to do is go to annualcreditreport.com. Get all 3 of your credit reports and look at the collections section. If you have any collections there, you're going to write them down with the name, account number, and the address of the collection agency. Then you're going to send a debt validation letter, one that has proper legal jargon. Now, the one that I have, it requests it has a lot of stuff, permissible purpose, it has the cease and desist, it has the request of the assignment contract, it has the law from the CFPB, it has everything that you need for them to delete that collection off your credit report. If you want the letter that I have, put it in the comments. Now, stay with me, this is about to get deep. The CFP updated the laws on what a creditor has to provide to validate a debt. And the assignment contract and bill of sale are one of those things. So if you request validation of a debt and they send you a list of charges, or if they send you your last bill, or if they send you your lease, that is not properly validating the debt. But you have to know to request the assignment. If the debt was never assigned to them, then they don't own it and they can't collect on it. They can't have it on your credit report. And now stay with me, y'all. I'm trying to put this in simple terms and make it easy for people to understand. All right, this is the easiest way to remove a collection from your credit report. Listen up. 1681 EB, accuracy of report. This is the law, so please don't debate me. They shall follow reasonable procedures to assume maximum possible accuracy. Everything on your credit report has to have the maximum possible accuracy. So what on earth is this? And I see this so much. This is a charge off. They put charge off for every month of the year in 2024. Y'all charged it off one time. You didn't charge it off month after month. And I see this on so many people's credit reports, and it's an easy way to get a deletion. So now that you know the law, now you have to know how to use it. Pull your credit report and do your charge offs one at a time. If you don't know what to say, or if you don't know the proper legal jargon or how to tell your story, I do provide pre-made letters. So if you want it, put it in the comments. You're going to send a letter through the CFPB to the credit reporting agencies about this inaccuracy. Now, if you want to double down on them, you can send this same complaint to the original creditor. If they don't change it, I'm not finna go back and forth with you for 2 years. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send a letter requesting statutory damages and letting you know that I will sue you for violating my rights. And you violated the FCRA. So what you going to do? Because now you owe me money. And all these letters come pre-made. Everything gets sent through the CFPB. Disputing through the CFPB will help you stay organized. So when you're ready to take them to court, all you have to do is print out your complaints. It'll have your complaint along with their responses, and everything will be set for you. If you're looking to repair your credit, give me a like and a follow. I have a bunch of information on stuff like this, and see you next time.
Here's how I removed 2 collections from my credit and raised my credit score by 60 points in 2 days. Now, I'm no credit guru. I'm just someone who wanted to repair my own credit. The first thing I did was ran my credit report and got the account number, the name for the collection agency, address, and phone number. Then I gave that collection agency a call and I asked them for the purchase agreement, told them that I was calling to verify a debt. I did not give them any more of my information but the account number that was listed on my credit by them and my name. That was all I gave them. They're going to try to get more information out of you. Do not give them any personal information. Now, when they denied sending me a purchase agreement, I got off the phone with them and I immediately went on all 3 of the credit bureau's sites and I disputed the collections. In the comment box for the dispute, I politely asked them to verify that these collections were 100% accurate, and if not, to please remove from my credit immediately. Lo and behold, 2 days later, 60 points, my credit went up.
Guys, if you have collections, the first thing that you're going to need to do is not send out a debt validation letter. The first thing that you're going to need to do is go to the NMLS Consumer Access website to look your collection agency up to see if they are even licensed to collect debt in your state. A lot of them are not licensed, so the first time that you challenge them with this, I promise you they will back off, delete that collection, and you will be free. Now, if you see that they are not licensed to collect debt in your state, what you need to do then is take all of your supporting documentation, whatever they have sent to you demanding that you pay them that debt, and you can take that information, go to the CFPB, file a complaint against them, go to your state attorney's General, go to the BBB, do all three all at one time, and I guarantee you, you'll get a deletion and you won't ever hear from that collection agency again.
This credit union is better than Navy Federal, and it's bad credit friendly. I beg your pardon. And anyone can join. Yeah, baby. Student loans, personal loans, home loans, and auto loans. Entry-level credit score for any of their products is a 580 FICO score, and they only pull from TransUnion. This is their Platinum Visa credit card. It comes with a 0% APR for 12 months on all purchases, $0 annual fee, and up to a $25,000 credit limit. Sensational. And this is the other credit card that they offer, the Platinum Rewards, which comes with 0 APR on purchases for 12 months and a credit limit up to $25,000 also. Oh, I almost forgot. On June 1st of 2025, they're going to roll out a brand new credit card that goes all the way up to $50,000. Jesus Christ. And for all my business owners, it offers a business sector with a credit card that goes all the way up to $50,000. And let's not forget about the checking account that helps you earn free money. Once you join, open up a checking and a savings, put as much as you can into your checking and set up a direct deposit. Then you want to set up a secured loan for up to 24 months at minimum. Once the secured loan hits your credit report, pay off 80 to 90% and put the remaining amount on auto payment for the next 24 months. Once you've done all of that for 6 to 8 months, then go after the $25,000 credit card. Oh, shit, follow or subscribe for more ways to increase your credit score.
As a mailbox millionaire, we utilize our personal line of credit as our checking account. This is a strategy that most people don't understand. So when you get paid every single month or every 2 weeks, you want to make sure that when you get paid, you put all of that money on your line of credit. And now we use the line of credit to pay all of our bills. The reason why we like to do this is because this allows us to get points, to get benefits, but also we don't have to pay interest on that money because we're paying it off right away, but we're leveraging other people's money. So when you understand this system of utilizing your line of credit as a checking account, now you understand how money works. So when we pair up utilizing our line of credit as a checking account and we match that with infinite banking strategies, this is what we call mailbox millionaire banking. And most people, not even most people, nobody knows about this. Shh.
Well, I'm back again. And guess what? This time I got something for you to do tomorrow. Remember, small steps to big results. So this is what we're going to do. On tomorrow, on your lunch break, whether it's 30 minutes or an hour, because you know something, when you get off, the credit bureaus may be closed. So tomorrow, what you're going to do is, on your lunch break, you're not going to get on the phone with a boo, bae, a husband, or whoever, and kiki and laugh like you've been doing and scrolling on TikTok on your lunch break. You're going to get on the phone with TransUnion. We're going to start with that credit bureau. We're going to call TransUnion's backdoor number. It's going to be 833-982-4057. And when someone gets on the phone, you're going to say, hey, I'm calling in reference to my credit report. I see some inaccuracies on here that I have no knowledge of, and I want them to be removed. When they say they're going to transfer you over to the fraud department, before you get in a frenzy, when they say fraud department, do not let it go across your head and you bring it down. You're going to say, okay, and then you're going to hold. They're going to transfer you over. And when a representative gets on the phone, you're going to say, they're going to ask you, what are you trying to remove? You're going to let them know it's addresses, phone numbers, and employers. First, you're going to start with your addresses. And you're going to say, okay, and I noticed some inquiries as well. Make sure it's not addresses and inquiries that's tied to open accounts, because they're not going to remove them. But that's fine, because that's what you're going to take that pen and pencil to work for, so you can write those down, so you can add those in your LTC report. And after that, they're going to say, have you submitted an LTC report? You're just going to say yes. So once you say yes, they're going to say hold. If they say they can't find the LTC report for you, say, look, I have the right to dispute anything on my credit report that I have no knowledge of. Make sure you put some seasoning on it. If you know what I mean. Put some seasoning on that thing. After that, they're going to say hold. They're going to start asking you everything that you have no knowledge of. Don't go naming all these randoms. Only things that's not tied to open accounts, as far as addresses and inquiries. Make sure you already have your credit report in front of you, so you can read exactly what's on there, so you can know what you're talking about. And I need you to write in the comments and let me know that you called TransUnion on your break and got anything removed. I believe in you, and I got faith in you, and I believe that you can do this.
You got collections, stop ducking their calls like this. Collection companies are borderline illegal, and let me tell you why. When they purchase that debt from the original creditor, they buy a bunch of debts, and they don't have the paperwork to prove they got the right to collect. Let me prove it to you. Next time a debt collection company call you, Tell them I'll gladly speak to you, but not on a recorded phone line. Call me back. They're going to hang up and tell you they can't do that because they know many a times they don't have that original agreement, and you have to agree with the original creditor at the beginning when you started that account for them to sell that debt. Want to remove that collection? Send them a debt validation letter demanding that they send you proof they got a legal right to collect on that debt.
If you dispute a charge-off, a collection, an auto loan, any account on your credit report, and it comes back verified as accurate, and the consumer reporting agency says that the creditor certified this information is reporting 100% accurately, put the burden of proof on them. Ask them for the method of verification, the description of the procedure. Ask them for all of the documentation that they've retrieved during their investigation that proves that this information is reporting accurately. Ask them to provide it to you within 15 days, and if they can't, they must delete it. And if they don't provide it to you, they will delete it because they won't provide it to you because they never did an investigation. So this is how you respond to consumer reporting agencies when they say that this information remains, the creditor has certified this information is accurate. Bunch of bull. What they actually do is they go look at your Innovis report, your LexisNexis, and they match up information. They're not reaching out to the creditor to see if this information is actually valid.
Your credit score is broken down into 5 categories, right? So most people know your payment history is 35%, your credit utilization is 30%, credit age is 15%, and then hard inquiries and credit mix are both 10%, right? So those are the 5 factors that lend to your credit scores. Now they're weighted differently. So payment history is 35% or worth up to 192.5 points. Credit utilization is worth 165 points. Credit age is worth 82.5 points, and then hard inquiries and credit mix are both worth 55 points each, right? So those are the separate factors. And when you're building your credit, if you focus on those top 3 categories, which is credit utilization, payment history, and credit age, you'll have at least like a 680, 690, and sometimes even a 700.
All right, Wealthy Cousins, I hope you found this information helpful. And as always, do your own research before taking action. If you're looking for more resources just like this, check the link in my bio. I put together something just for you. Like, comment, and follow for more content just like this.